Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Eye Opener Society. We really want to thank you for coming here. You have me, Gary. You have
Me, Hannah. What's up?
we are trying to get a lot of stuff out here for this month, and I want to get right into the show. But really, before we do that, I just want to let everybody know. I know we've done a couple episodes already, but this is Suicide Awareness Month, and I don't really like that because we should be aware of this stuff all the time. And I don't think we should have just a month of it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I think it's a cool, not necessarily a cool thing. I don't want to word it that way, but I think it's nice that, there's a month where, there's activities and, things that people can do to bring awareness. But I definitely think it's something that we should be aware of every day.
Yeah, definitely. But since it is Suicide Awareness Month, let's all take a moment right now, and remember the number is 988. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you need somebody to talk to get you through something, dial 988. They can help you. And if you don't feel like talking, if it's, bothers you to talk, you may text as well. 988. I'm so glad they came out with a very simple, easy number. Don't forget, you can always dial 911 too. If you really find yourself in a crisis, don't be afraid. Take the steps. You are important. You are remembered. You are loved. Everybody needs to remember this. All right. So if you are, having any kind of a crisis, don't feel afraid to reach out. Dial 988 for help. All right. So everybody, again, Suicide Awareness Month, but Hannah and I, we always make people aware of this anyway, regardless of the month, regardless of the day, because sometimes I think if you wait too long, if you're waiting just until September to, help
Yeah.
somebody out, it could be too late. So, keep an eye on your friends, your family, people, make sure everybody's doing okay. So I wanted to get that out of the way. We have a lot going on. I am releasing this show very early on Monday. And the reason I'm doing that is because we have a contest going on.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, this is a first that we've ever done. And I really do apologize if you're not following us on social media, Facebook, on our group page, you're going to miss out. So that's why I wanted to get this episode released nice and early because at exactly 5 p.m. on Monday, which is now what's Monday's date that this is released?
Oh,
That's a very
today
good question.
is the
19th.
So 20, 21, 22, 23rd.
The 23rd. Okay. Yeah, I have no timeline, so I do apologize. But the 23rd, Monday, the 23rd, that's the date that this podcast is released. And so if you're listening to this podcast as it gets released, we're doing a contest on Facebook. Elaine from Arcane Oracle, we decided to try this little giveaway. Basically, she's going to do a free 20-minute tarot reading. It's a prize worth $25, man. But it's really cool because Elaine gives you the full 20 minutes. Ask as many questions as you want during that 20 minutes. So you got to be on our Facebook page, our group page, actually. And at exactly 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, we're going to release the question. It's going to be one question and it's going to be as a post. And the first person who answers it correctly will win the prize. It's that simple. It's as simple as that. So I wanted everybody to get a chance to do it. So that's why this episode is going to be released as early as possible. This way, people have a little bit of time to find us on social media, on Facebook, Eye Opener Society, and on our group page. So that's it. Let's jump into the show, Hannah.
Yeah.
So this is something I know we are going to probably bring up again, and we've brought it up in the past, and we're probably going to bring it up with Monica Susanna, whom, by the way, I want to give a big shout out to her because I know she wasn't feeling well. She was in the hospital. Monica Susanna, many, many blessings to you. I hope that you're feeling well. I hope you're coming back strong. Don't like to hear the bad news. So get yourself healthy, get yourself well. So Monica Susanna is from TIK Radio, and we're going to be doing some collaborations with her come November, which is going to be coming up really soon. So I just wanted to bring this up to on her show as well, but I'm going to bring it up real quick now. So what got me started on this, following some musicians and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And comments on theirs and the ratings and people like, oh, rate this album, rate this song, rate this. And I wanted to kind of put this into perspective. on a, a mental and a metaphysical plane. Subjective things, art, music, podcasts,
Mhm.
why are we rating that? Why do we care what somebody else thinks or feels about it, their opinion on it?
Yeah.
4 stars, 5 stars on this song, or this podcast or whatever. It's getting to the point because what happens, the bands, want you to rate this here stuff, and then it starts arguments. Oh, we can't believe you listen to this crap and all. I had to step back and take a moment. I said, because even in our own podcast community, we're always looking for ratings. It helps better our shows. But we create so much stress within ourselves and so much self judgment. I don't care about ratings. I really don't. I don't care if nobody ever rates the show. All we care is that, people listen that enjoy listening. That's all I want. So if somebody doesn't like the show, I don't want them listening either, unless they want to. When we set ratings, it's basically just somebody else's opinion. If 5 million people enjoyed a piece of artwork, a piece of music, or a podcast, but one person said, "Oh, I hate it," why does anybody care what that person thinks, or vice versa?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I understand 110%. I mean, I think that as far as, with me, how I look at it is that like it could be like a restaurant and like 7 people could be like 1 star, don't go here. But what if I want to give that restaurant like a try and I go and I'm like, holy shit, this is 5 stars to me. So why are we allowing our opinions or, you know, why are we not taking our own chances based off of other people's opinions and feedback? Because I mean, I understand that you value other people's opinions, but at the same time, at the end of the day, your opinion should be the one that you value the most.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. And I haven't even thought about like, restaurants, but yeah, there are a lot of restaurants. Now it's one thing if 9,000 people say that the service absolutely
Yeah.
sucks, I mean, you
Then
kind
you
of
kind of are
play
like,
into that.
eh,
But I did have that discussion too, where, if we're talking about businesses, it's a little bit different because, yeah, you want to make sure businesses are following customer service and all that. Yeah. So I can understand that, but I'm talking subjective stuff. And yeah, restaurants, as far as food is concerned, that's taste buds, and everybody's taste buds are
yeah.
individual.
And it just goes the same for music and podcasts for me as well. I just think that I'm not going to sit there and, well, I've always just been like an artist, not even an artistic like person, but music has always been a thing for me. So there's not something that I won't give a shot. I've never been closed-minded with it, but it goes the same for me as far as music. 7,000 people could be like, this sucks, but I'm not going to value your opinion. I'm going to take the time and form my own opinion because at the end of the day, it's my opinion and I might like it. I don't care if 7,000 people hate it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's like pieces of artwork, sculptures and stuff, you could look at it and say, this is just a pile of crap. But there are some people that are going to look at it and see the meaning behind it, especially if the artist put so much into it. It's again, these ratings that we are doing, it's pretty intense, I think. And we start to criticize ourselves. And I think that's where the problem comes in with our own mental health. And,
Mhm.
we sit there and start worrying now. Oh, I have, if you're a first time musician and you're putting your music out there, you're sitting there waiting for the feedback. Now it's good. You really want to know what people are, hey, okay, maybe not that many people like the song, but again, that's subjective. It's your artwork. You wish and you hope that people enjoy it, but sometimes people just don't. But you're going to find too that there's so many people that do enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's what you really need to worry about. You don't need to worry about all the negativity. It brings me just like, instead of the ratings, the comments. Why do people got to comment on everything in a negative way and then start fights in the comment sections? These are the things I know you and I, we spoke about this
Yeah.
plenty of times, but it's coming to that point now. The reason I really got into this discussion, there's a certain package delivery company out there. It rhymes with Amazon. Uh, the the lately what they do now is after they deliver the package, you get the text saying, "Hey, your package is delivered. Tell us how we did. Rate us." Well, you delivered the package. You have one job. Why am I gonna? What am I gonna? Oh, 4 stars. Oh my god, they left the package at my door. Hey, that's what you're supposed to do. Why am I going to rate somebody 4 stars? Because then they're going to show up tomorrow and they're not going to deliver the package. They're going to deliver it down to the neighbor's house. That's when I'm going to say something, and it's not going to be in ratings. I'm going to call the company directly, bitch them out for doing the wrong thing. I'm not so concerned with everybody else's in their ratings. If I have to utilize a service, they had just better provide what they're providing. That's all. I don't sit there and listen to ratings all the time. I don't, if you're a roofer, that's your one job. I don't need to rate you doing your roofing. But if you do a messed up job, I'm going to deal with the company directly. I don't need the whole world to know about it because, again, it may be just my roof they screwed up and everybody else's was fine.
I'm going to counter that real quick.
Go for it.
Hell yeah. I 110% agree with you. But me as a person, if I try and exhaust all options with a company to make something right, and I'm like ghosted or they're just not willing to work with me, I'm putting your ass on blast. 110%. I just recently seen this poor girl that I went to school with. I have her on my Facebook still, and she got a pool installed. Highly recommended company, all this like whole nine or whatever. And they had, I don't know how they happened this, but like any like negative review that they did have was like hidden. So I don't know how that went about, but I mean, I hope now that they're still available, but had a pool installed. Her and her husband they brought their 2 kids in the pool. And what do you know? They get in the pool and you're like, the water's going up and down and up and down. The pool collapsed with all 4 of them inside. And then they refused to make it right. So they went on Facebook, blast, and then everyone just blast. And then you know what happened? It got the company to respond back and make it right. And sometimes that needs to happen.
And you know what's weird too? That shouldn't be the way to get a company to respond. And that's where we're relying so much now on social media that businesses will refuse to make things right unless you blast them on social media. I mean, listen, I've done the same thing. Sometimes it really does get to the point where you've been so wronged and you've been patient and you tried everything. That's your last resort. And there's nothing wrong with that. But these are companies. But when we go back to what I was talking about, when it comes to subjective material, we should not be worried about ratings. We shouldn't be putting that sort of stress on everything because everybody's ears are different. Everybody's taste buds are different. Everybody's,
thought processes are different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't like my fellow podcasters. I love you all. And if there's a podcast I do not like, I just don't listen to it. And that's all. I don't understand why you have to put your 2 cents because now your ego comes into play.
Yeah.
And that's only your ego. You want the whole world to know that your opinion is better than everybody else's opinion. That's what happens with these ratings and these comments and, rate us 4 stars, rate us 5. I don't want to rate anybody. If I like you, I want to listen to you. I want to listen to the song. I want to listen to the music. I don't want to create arguments with strangers because you don't like the same type of music that I do or whatever. That's where I come into this whole thing. That's why I wanted to mention it. We are failing again as people. If Hannah and I here, had 2 totally different ideas on music and we just sat here arguing over
Which
it.
we do. Like, like we do. Like we like some similar stuff, but like I like a lot of different things that Gary's like, I can't get down with this. And I'm like, all right, that's okay.
But we don't sit here and argue. Like if we literally, let's say we had a podcast where you're going to say, this is my type of music, this is my, and then we sit here and argue. I think that'll be the worst type of conversation.
Yeah.
It'll be so egotistical because they'll be like saying, oh, well, my music means more because my opinion means more and yours means more. That's why I don't take that kind of ratings for subjective stuff. I just don't. I appreciate what I listen to and I appreciate what anybody else listens to. If I don't like it, I just simply don't listen to it. But
I think it honestly goes back to say, like, and I've said this hundreds of times, I feel like on the podcast, but it's if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I understand you have an opinion and you have free speech, but if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. You don't have to release that negativity in the world because someone might be an easily influenced person where they value others' opinions too much. So they might not be giving a podcast or a song or anything a chance just because they're too not confident enough to make their own decision about something. So just allow people the courtesy of forming their own opinions on things that they listen to or try.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think people kind of miss that. And I think that's really where I wanted to hit home with.
Yeah,
There are people, yeah, that are struggling in life. One song may be the only thing keeping them holding on.
for
And then
sure.
if people keep telling them how horrible that song is, how can you listen to that? You lose all of your
Mhm.
own faith again, all of your own confidence again. And then you start to question, well, why am I listening to this? That is completely wrong.
Yeah,
Keep listening to what you listen to. Keep appreciating whatever it is you appreciate. Other people's opinions are just that. They're opinions. They're attached to the ego. They don't belong in everybody else's heads.
yeah,
It don't. We need to step back again, realize that we're all part of the world together. And that's the only way we're going to get along together. It's simple as that. We don't have to listen to the same songs.
we don't.
We really don't. But we do need to just learn to keep our mouths shut when we need to keep them shut. Same thing with the ratings, same thing with the comments. Hey, it's great to say, hey, listen, you're
Yeah,
doing a great job. It's perfect. But if you really hate the show, if you really hate a song, if you really hate
that's fine.
food, that's fine. But the whole world don't want to hear it. Stop dragging the rest of the world down with you. Let's start picking things up. That's all I ask. So that's what I wanted to touch on. We didn't want to bring a very long, boring show. Like I said, we're trying to keep things upbeat from here on in. I want to mention a few things.
Well,
I believe it's September 22nd and 23rd, Urban Lady Prepper. I'm sure you heard us mention her. She was on our show. We had a great time with her. Hannah and I.
we were on her show. That was really exciting, really fun.
We did just ramble on her
We
show
did.
so much. We had such a good time. We didn't even realize how long we were going. So that's why she's releasing two. She had to do it a two-part
Yeah.
episode. So I really wanted to keep it, for her sake, for her show. I wanted to keep, but we just did. We really connect and we had a great time.
Yeah. And,
So
it didn't help. Like, this is my first time, being acclimated with her. When we had her on our show, it wasn't me. So it just kind of went on and on and on, and it was really interested in, like, I was interested in talking to her and, she was interested in talking to me and, of course, Gary again, but it just went on and it was great. It was a good show. And we're hoping that you guys tune into that.
yeah, so that's Urban Lady Prepper. Check her out. She's on Podbean as well. And besides the podcast, she also has a website with blogs and she does a lot of writing too as well. Very, very multifaceted person, and she's really great. And I hope she continues on because she's doing really, really well. I also want everybody to, if you are listening to us on Podbean, that's great. We're on all platforms, so it doesn't matter what you are listening to us on. But me, beginning October 13th, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to have a live radio show. It's going to be called the Eye Opener Society Relaxing Radio. And it's just going to be me sitting there talking to you. And we're just going to have a good time sharing stories, learning how to relax, learn a little bit about meditation, learn a little bit about mindfulness. It's really, I always pick Sunday night because we always hate Sunday night because we got to go to work for the rest of the week. So join us. The only way you could join us, though, is on Podbean. You don't have to download the app unless you want to actually join in on the show. If you want to make comments to us and talk or actually get on the air with me, then you'll have to have Podbean. But if not, if you just go to eyeopenersociety.podbean.com, there is a link at the top of our page, and there's also next to our podcast, there's also a link for the live show. If you just want to get in there and follow us, and again, that's going to be October 13th, live relaxing radio with me. Hannah may join me. It all depends on her availability, and I may have some other guests come in and all. It's just going to be a good time, a really relaxing time with all of you, the fans, if you should choose to join me. So I also wanted to mention again, Arcane Oracle today, the day this podcast is being released. I want you to jump on social media, Eye Opener Society, go to our group page, 5 p.m. Eastern, Standard Time. We're going to have a contest. Listen to her podcast. Definitely Arcane Oracle podcast. She done so good. The month's almost over, so that means we're going to have the October one coming up really soon. So get ready for that. She does all the tarot readings for all of your birth signs, alongside of your horoscopes too, as well.
Yeah. And, coming up, we're going to have October spooky and we're going to have Ann Lund show.
Yes.
On Halloween. I'm so excited for that. Haunted and Waiting podcast. She's a blogger. We love her. She's the best. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a good month.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Ann Lund, she's going to do the Ann Lund Haunted and Waiting blog podcast, and that's going to be Halloween, October 31st. She contacted me the other night and she said she's getting started on it. So I can't wait for that. I know she's going to do something fantastic. And also our dear friend Sunset Child. Yeah. Oh man. Listen, Sunset Child, she's my new favorite. She does the Out There podcast. If you haven't listened to that yet, please do. I know it's out there for sure. But the more you stick to it, she's going to keep going, and there's going to be more explanations and all that. Yeah, I still love it.
Yeah, we just have like such a good thing going right now, and it's going amazing, and we are just beyond blessed to, have expanded and bring you guys more content that we just personally like enjoy. It's out there, it's unique, it's different, and it keeps everything alive.
It does. I just appreciate it because these are very good people.
They are.
I know they have a voice, and I feel they should have a platform, and I don't want them to have all the stresses of doing it on their own. So all they got to do is bring me the audio, and they've done so well. Yeah. And I know Ann Lund is going to be fantastic. So yeah, definitely tune into us. And all of that is found on any platform. Although I will say this, YouTube, because we are on YouTube as well. The one thing that's not getting pushed is Sunset Childs, because she mentioned COVID in there. And I know YouTube refuses to do anything that has anything to do with COVID.
Yeah.
And she only mentioned it, I know, very quickly in there.
Yeah.
And it's not getting any airplay, but she's doing very well on our platform. So that's great. You could listen to it on any platform, or just find us on eyeopenersociety.podbean.com. And don't forget Suicide Awareness Month, but make it an awareness every single day, every single month. Check on your friends. 988 for the suicide hotline if you are feeling, that you need that sort of help. 988.
And before we go, always be sure to check out Reaper Apparel. They're dropping a new collection.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm so excited for that. We're still ambassadors for them. I love their company. Their whole thing goes around, depression and overcoming and, keeping alive while you're going through the struggles. And, I just will advocate and, I love them. Reaper Apparel.co.
Yep. Reaper Apparel. It's actually reaperapparel.com. Yeah, so reaperapparel.com. Check them out and definitely get yourself some cool gear, because they got some great stuff. Yeah. And it does help us out a little bit, and it helps them out. So reaperapparel.com. I thank everybody for tuning in. We've been having a great time. Look for all the rest of our content that's out there. And Hannah and I, we will see you really soon.
See ya.